Peter, thank you. Tonight, an Iowa District Court rules the City of Davenport illegally approved settlements for two former employees. Maddie Franz joins us in studio now. This case, Maddie, has been going on for 2 years. How did all of this start?
Yeah, John, so this all started back in late 2023. 3 employees alleged harassment by several elected officials. Former city attorney Tom Warner drafted up settlement agreements totaling nearly $2 million, with the lion's share going to former city administrator Corey Spiegel. Now, that lawsuit was filed pretty soon after this all went down.
Now, what is that suit claiming?
Yeah, so the issue at hand is the process behind how these settlement agreements went through. Now, the circumstances were different for Tiffany Thorndike and Samantha Torres versus Spiegel, but the attorney pursuing this case argues none of them were done right.
You know, the court's decision divided the baby between Thorndike and Torres and Spiegel.
It's a case of 3 former employees, all alleging harassment.
Paragraph 23 and 24.
Agreements with Thorndike and Torres, then Spiegel, were a month apart, but attorney Mike Malloy,
I think that summarizes it pretty well.
wants King Solomon to keep this baby in one piece.
The court struck those down and said they were void.
The court found Thorndike and Torres got their settlements through former city attorney Tom Warner. That's without any input from council until a retroactive vote 3 months later.
The court said that the ratification vote was without legal effect and was unenforceable.
In other words, they were paid out illegally. But here's where the baby gets split.
Now, the district court claims that the city council assented.
2 days before Warner signed off on Spiegel's settlement, council agreed to it in closed session. That works for the judge, but not Malloy.
Consent normally means a vote by the council at an open city council meeting.
So he and his client will appeal to the Iowa Supreme Court to put the baby back together again.
We will contend that that agreement was not properly executed either.
Now, we did get a statement from the city. It says, quote, interim city administrator Tim Gleason is reviewing the ruling and evaluating the next steps to share with the newly elected council taking office next week.
So the big question here is what happens to the roughly $300,000 that went to Thorndike and Torres?
Yeah, so the judge says that, it's not part of this ruling that the city can claw back this money. If it wants to do that, the judge says it needs to file a separate lawsuit.
All right, Maddie, thank you.